Welcome here into Teal, the show. The Jaguars are away, but we're still talking Jags, a home game across the pond in London. Kyle's hanging out tonight. This is a big one for the Jaguars. Going against the Rams. This one, you got to kind of try and bounce back after a tough game against the Seattle Seahawks, and you get to do it in your home away from home of sorts over in London.
Yeah, no, like you said, it will be a home game, and you said bounce back. We'll talk about it a little later, but this will be a chance to really see how resilient, remember that word, resilient this team is. Just a little tease for what we have.
Just a little something. I mean, look, that's the big part of this game. The Jaguars had a tough week a week ago. I mean, they were coming off the high of Monday night, and then you come back to earth on Sunday, and then now you get the chance to go across the pond in London, your home away from home, and take on the Rams. Now, this one, a little personal. Obviously, we've called the Jaguars maybe Rams South because a lot of the new era, the brass, the general manager, he has ties to Los Angeles with the Rams. Liam Cohen, ties to Los Angeles with the Rams. Sean McVay, still the head coach there. So this one's definitely personal. There are some ties into this game that definitely go deep, and definitely this is one that you can think that the Jaguars want to come away with a W in. But it's tough because sometimes, you know, the teacher knows the student better than the student knows himself, so we'll see.
But there's also that old phrase, the student becomes the master. So maybe that'll be one of those instances we'll get. It'll be a lot of fun. The Rams are a good team. We also know they will be without one of their receivers.
Yeah.
We will be without Devin Lloyd. I do, real quick, which one of those hurts the team more, you think?
Oh, not having Puka. The Rams without Puka is huge. Puka Nacua has been playing like the best receiver in the NFL right now, so Jaguars instantly get a lift without having Puka out there on the field. So, or for the Rams. So that's big for that Jaguars defense. That's one less guy that you have to key on. And if you go and start looking at the stats for Matthew Stafford without Puka Nacua, they're a whole lot more grounded in reality than they are out of this world when Puka's out there on the field. Matthew Stafford knows how to lean on that guy. So this is a big lift for that Jaguars defense. Not having Devin Lloyd hurts the Jags defense, but the Rams not having Puka definitely puts the advantage back on Jaguars' time. So we'll see. Look, ultimately the Jaguars still got to go out there and stop Devontae Adams, Kyron Williams, and a handful of other playmakers for that Rams offense. Matthew Stafford does still know how to spread the ball out even without Puka out there. So we'll see. Campanelli has to put together a good game plan. A week ago, it wasn't the greatest one, and they kind of got taken advantage of by the Seahawks a little bit, so you get a chance to do it against an offense that you should know pretty well since you've been practicing against it, well, every day throughout training camp and through the season. So he should have a pretty good idea of what this Sean McVay system looks like since they do a lot of similar things to what Liam Cohen likes to do on offense.
Yes, hopefully that'll be an advantage for this team. They were exposed a couple times last week against the Seahawks, but Cohen, he was talking to the media, and he talked about his message to the team, and they just really need to eliminate shooting themselves in the foot and just focus on what they can do.
Yeah, look, when we play, the best that we play is when we're playing with our hair on fire, with energy, confidence, excitement, getting guys going, flying around, right? We got to get back to flying around, whether it's in all three phases, offense, defense, special teams, flying to the football, not staying blocked on defense, offensively, better combinations and coming off the rock, throwing our hands in pass pro. Like, there are so many things that we can improve upon as a team to focus on that will serve us well going into this football game. So there was, look, our style of play, we talk about fast, right? Fundamentally sound attacking, situational masters tough. This week is a great opportunity for us to really display how fundamentally sound can we be, and really for us at the last part is the mentally tough. The handling adversity, responding to a loss, and being mentally tough in our preparation and in our play on Sunday.
So basically just play better. You know, look, in one of Liam Cohen's post-game speeches to the team, he said in the locker room, it's not always the prettiest thing in the world for this team. And the Jaguars haven't been winning pretty. They have been winning games, but they haven't been the prettiest thing. Foye Oluokun likes to say gritty, not pretty.
Gritty, not pretty.
The Jaguars have been getting the job done gritty, but not pretty. And the things that Liam's saying they need to clean up would make the wins a little bit prettier. Some of those wins that they've kind of eked out might have been more dominant blowout wins if they weren't shooting themselves in the foot, a holding penalty here, an offsides penalty there, illegal formation here that then makes the game more difficult because now instead of 3rd and 5, it's 3rd and 10, you're behind the chains, so on and so forth. So, look, I think they do have to clean up that pretty part of the game. You can win a bunch of games gritty, but some of them, it'd be nice. I'm sure this fan base would love a pretty win or two, and maybe, who knows, maybe this week. This is a tough one, though, because this is a good Rams football team.
It is a good – I think both these teams are good, and that's what – we'll get to predictions a little later, but that's what makes this a difficult game to predict because I think they are two good teams. You can talk yourself into either one winning. But I will say this, I told you this earlier, I think if there's one game on this schedule that Liam Cohen wants to win, it's this one against the Rams. So I can see it, I have 100% faith that he's going to have the Jaguars ready and prepared, mentally tough to play in this game.
All right, you definitely don't have your poker face on for this one. He may be tipping his hand, but we'll talk more about predictions for what's ahead and what we think is going to happen out there on Sunday. Early morning game for the Jaguars this week. We'll talk all about it right after this quick break when Teal the Show comes back.
Hey, everyone. Bush Drive Rich here, wanted to give you my assessment of the first quarter of this season. Well, thank God that we have resiliency. And I'm counting on resiliency on this game right here. We've been resilient after a loss to Jake Browning again, and then come back, win a game, then win another game. Then we win Monday Night Football against the hated Chiefs and the refs. Oh, you can't get over that. But guess what? You got to. Because now you got the LA Rams. And this is personal. Personal for our front office with Joey Gladstone and with our head coach Liam Cohen. They want this win. So far, the AFC South is 0-3 against the LA Rams this year. Hopefully, we can make a 1-3. Go out there, Jaguars, and be resilient like we know you can. Bring back a win with a bye week. Bring back a resilient offensive presence. And keep running the football. Just keep running the football. I guarantee you we win. If you run the football more than you pass, you will win. Control the line of scrimmage, control time of possession, and hit them in the mouth with the best three-back combo that you have in the NFL. Everybody in that backfield, number 1, 33, and 36, should have a dirty jersey by the end of the game. No excuses. Go out there, block your off, and do the right thing and bring home a win back to Duvall.
Look, you got to love a call from Bush Drive Rich. He nailed it. Look, resilient is the name of the game for this team. The Jaguars lost to the Bengals. You bounce back with a win. Now you take the loss to the Seahawks. Good teams tend to do that. You talk about it with these good head coaches like Andy Reid. Liam Cohen was talking about it with Sean McVay earlier this week. The record after losses matters, and good coaches don't let those losses stack up. We'll see if the Jaguars can be resilient this week, but we love a good Duvall dial-up.
We do, and every time Bush Drive Rich calls him like, oh, he can't top the last one, he can't top the last one, and then somehow he does every time. And this was an early morning call, but it sounded like he was up all night ready to make that call. And so we love the calls. Keep them coming, keep communicating. The Duvall dial-up is always open. Even if we don't answer, you can leave a message. So keep them coming.
Yeah, give us a call on the Duvall dial-up. You might hear yourself here on Channel 4. All you got to do, dial the phone number that you see on your screen there, and you might hear yourself here on another episode of Teal the Show or on one of our other shows around here on Channel 4. Look, you got to love it. Look, folks are excited about this team. Maybe he called in early because he was getting ready for the early morning Sunday, because we do have to reshuffle everything.
We do.
Got to be up a little earlier on Sunday to make sure we're ready for this kick. But this is a big one. It's a big one. You don't want to go into a losing streak into the bye week, right?
No. I think winning this game, I was thinking about this earlier, a loss here and a win here. A loss maybe doesn't mean as much because you still have, but it's still, a win here means more than a loss, in my opinion, if you're looking at what the team is trying to tell you based on whatever the outcome may be. I think a loss would do more to help the team or a win would do more to help the team than a loss would to hurt it.
I don't know. That loss is going to hurt because right now you got to keep pace with the Colts. And right now Indiana Jones got them boys rolling.
Indiana Jones. Go. I don't know if I agree with that. But
Indiana Jones. That's his nickname now.
I mean, it's too cool for the Colts, if you ask me. It's too cool for the Colts.
All right, you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I guess I'll go ahead and go first.
Go ahead. Get it out the way.
I'm picking the Rams. I'm just kidding. I'm going with the Jaguars. You heard Bush Drive Rich. He talked about the run game. I think that's when we saw this team at its best so far this year. They ran the ball well, and they took the ball away. I've said that this whole year that's kind of been their formula. They just need to keep using that formula, and they can find a way to win this game. I do think it'll be close. I'll go 23-20. But also, one thing we haven't mentioned is the offensive line. The offensive line has to get back on track. They can maybe give up some sacks, but it cannot be the Seahawks game again. Trevor had to deal with too much. You have to take some off of his plate, let him get the offense going, run the ball, and they can do what they've been doing. That's what I think are your keys to winning this game. So give me the Jaguars, 23-20. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I'll stay drinking the Kool-Aid, but we'll see what happens.
Okay, that's solid. Look, I think this is a tough game. I think you showed your hand early in the show, so I had a pretty good feeling.
Can you blame me, though? Can you blame me?
I can't blame you. Look, the Jaguars have lost, but even in their losses, you're like, well, they really could have won or should have won that game. And you kind of feel like that. So I do think that they're rolling. I think Liam Cohen has a good shot in this one, but I do think it's really tough for the student to beat the master. You start talking about Liam Cohen's offense, it's the Sean McVay system and the Sean McVay tree. So you're going against Sean McVay. So we'll see. Look, I think this is tough. If there's a reason that gives me optimism for the Jaguars in this one, it's that they went to London early in the week. They went to London on Monday. The Rams have stayed on the East Coast the entire week, and then they're leaving to go to London today. So they didn't get to London until Friday. We've seen teams try this sort of thing in the past. Buffalo Bills tried it a couple of years ago, got to London late, and they kind of sleptwalked through the first half. Now, they made it a game in the second half, but that was just enough that the Jaguars were able to hold on for the win in that situation. I think that could happen again. Am I going to bet on it right now? I don't think so. I think I'm going to pick the Rams in this one. Even without Puka, I think this is just a tough outing for the Jaguars. I think they're going to go into the bye week 4-3, and I think a lot of people should be really happy with that one. 2-game losing streak isn't anything to frown at, especially when one of them comes against a really good Rams football team. So I'm going to take the Rams in this one, but I think it's going to be close. Give me 28-24. LA on top in this one. I think this is a tough game. I think the Jaguars are in the first year of this build. I think this is a good football team. I think there's some work that still needs to be done. Like with the trade deadline right around the corner, I would just be keeping an eye on things because James Gladstone's going to go ahead and cook something up for him.
He likes to cook. He loves to cook. Let James cook because when he does, it normally tastes pretty good.
So this might not be the same team after the bye week that it is before the bye week if he can go and get a deal done, which I think something's going to happen. But, look, I just can't pick them over the Rams here. I think this is a tough game. If they do make the flip, it wouldn't surprise me. Like I said, I think the time change does make a difference in those international games. So I think the Jaguars could do it. I just don't think they will do it. But if you'd asked me before the season started, if they go into the bye week 4-3, I'd have said, oh, we'll take that every time. So, overall, I don't think the sky will be falling if they do take an L in this one. But I do think Indiana Jones and the Colts are going to be a formidable foe. But their second half schedule is difficult, where the Jaguars' second half schedule is easy. We'll talk more about that during the bye week episodes of Teal Show, since we got a little bit of time on that one. But look, overall, this is a big game, Sunday morning kind of game. So we'll see what the Jaguars can do. Maybe they can get everybody to start their Sunday on a bright note if they can get a dub over there in London. Hey, we appreciate you hanging out with us here tonight for Teal the Show. We'll be back here Monday night to talk about the Jaguars, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it's a Victory Monday style show. Good night, everybody, and go Jags.